Hello, and thank you for being here with me for this diving deeper into gut health workshop. Especially if you're a woman going through the perimenopause or menopause, or you're just looking to find out much more about gut health and how this affects our overall health. Gut health was an absolute game changer for me, and one of the reasons why I became a holistic certified nutrition coach, so that I could not only help myself during this time and these changes in my body, but so that I could help all of you as well. So in this video, I aim to teach you exactly what gut health is. I want to teach you the basics so that you can implement these really simply into your everyday life. So you can find yourself feeling much more happier, healthier, with more energy and less doubt about yourself. One of the main things people think about when it comes to gut health is supplements. Now, while supplements are really important, especially during this perimenopause stage, or if you're a really busy woman, it's also really important not to overcomplicate it. Lots of my clients and lots of women I speak to have tried all the supplements and all the different things, and none of it works. And the reason is because you're chasing around trying to find out, exactly what works for you without understanding your gut health. There's many things that you can do, and it isn't just about supplements. But what I'm going to offer before we move on with this video is my free checklist guide to vitamins, minerals, and supplements. This should help you to feel less confused and to know exactly where you're maybe going wrong with your gut health. So just drop a comment below or click on the link and you can receive that free right now. So what even is gut health? Well, your gut is made of trillions of cells, and in those cells there's good and there's bad bacteria. We obviously want more good bacteria than bad bacteria. And this is how simple it really is. The simplest way that I explain this is to think of your gut like a garden. In your garden, you want more flowers than weeds. And in order to get that, you've got to water the flowers and give them the right food and the right attention and the right love to thrive in the garden. Otherwise, the weeds are going to drown them out. This is exactly how our gut works. We've got trillions of cells in our gut, and we've got good bacteria and we've got bad bacteria, the flowers and the weeds. If the bad bacteria is crowding out the good bacteria, we are going to have a lot of problems with our gut, which means we're going to have a lot of problems with our health. So overall, this is something everybody should be aware of, and we are now having more and more research about this. So if you think about it, over the last 10 years, more of this research has emerged. Now we've got the evidence and thousands of cases to back this up. More women are now taking this seriously more than ever. So that's just going to lead me to the link with the perimenopause and menopause. So our gut is responsible for regulating our estrogen. Our estrogen is doing this during perimenopause, which explains why we've got a lot of mood swings, imbalance in mood, anxiety, depression, a lot of women just not feeling like themselves, and just that real lack in energy levels, that lull in the mind, brain fog, as well as weight gain. I speak to women all the time, many of my clients and friends, and just people that come and ask me about questions about gut health. Everyone who's going through perimenopause and menopause, they all report the same problems. And I was 40 when I really started to notice this, but perimenopause can start from around 35. It's really common to start noticing these symptoms. And if you're new to all of this and like me, you just thought menopause was something that maybe came in the 50s and your periods just stopped, absolutely not. You can have up to around 10 years, even more than that, before the menopause actually starts. And this is called the perimenopause. The reason why our gut health is so important during this time is because the gut is regulating the estrogen. And the gut is responsible for our hormones. If one hormone is out of balance or one hormone's out of sync, then the whole hormone system is out of sync. So people report a lot of problems with thyroid, and this has got a big connection with the adrenal glands, also with our estrogen levels. And people sometimes just don't connect the dots back to their gut health. Now, there are some people who are on medication for things, and I'm absolutely not saying that to stop all this and, just focus on gut health. My aim is to educate you on gut health so you can make those changes yourself without relying on me, without relying on a naturopath, a nutritionist, a coach, without relying on the doctors. Now, of course, we're here to help, and that is exactly what we want to be doing. But as soon as you know why you're doing it, everything will change. The clients I have who now understand their gut health, of course, they've always got questions for me. And of course, they're not going to know everything because that is not their profession. But when you know about it, you know the changes to make. So let's go back to our gut and everything that is connected to our gut. So brain fog is one of the main symptoms of perimenopause. The gut is connected to the brain directly. In fact, our gut is known as the second brain, and there's a thing called the vagus nerve that runs from the gut to the brain. So if you're a sensitive person, or if you've ever struggled with anxiety, or you feel like quite often you hold it in your gut, you get that feeling, something happens and you feel it in your gut. Maybe you struggle with IBS. These are all connected. And it's not like a coincidence that when if you're having your period, you start to feel things in the gut, and you also start to feel a bit down, and you start to feel a bit tired. You may feel anxious as well. Or if you're feeling anxiety from something completely separate, you'll then feel that in the gut, or you may then struggle with IBS. This is exactly what I'm talking about with the connection from the gut to the brain. So when you're thinking of brain fog, feeling cloudy, this is all the toxins in the body that are creating that feeling, that are making you feel this way. So I think this is a real big thing that we need to understand, and that is our own detoxification system. Our body is self-cleansing, our gut and our liver, they work for us to self-cleanse. Now, the only reason they're not doing that is because the gut is imbalanced. The gut doesn't have enough good bacteria to be able to do this. So therefore, it's putting pressure on the liver, and the liver really wants to work on excreting hormones out the body and producing new hormones. But if the gut is struggling, if we've got leaky gut, for instance, the toxins are coming out of the gut lining, the gut wall, into the bloodstream, into the brain, into the body. This can lead to things like Alzheimer's, like dementia. This is all proven. It can lead to things like depression, and also it can lead to things like arthritis, fibromyalgia, joint pain. A lot of autoimmune conditions, 99%, are because of our gut, poor gut health, and can be fixed by our diet, minerals, supplements, and nutrients. We're all different. So somebody can be having the same diet as somebody else, and our genetics are different. So we're going to feel different. But the one thing that we can do is look within ourselves and ask ourselves, how are we doing the right things now for our gut so that we can be, thriving as much as possible? So how do we help ourselves with our detoxification system? So our own detoxification system is the most powerful healing tool that we have. And it's just really important as women that we know how to use it. So the body just wants to heal. It wants to cleanse. It has all the things that make it capable of doing this. But unfortunately, it's hindered by certain things, such as our food choices, lifestyle choices, and toxins in the environment. There are things we can control, but also there's things we can't control. So it's really important that we focus on the things that we can control, such as our food intake, our lifestyle choices, and the vitamins, supplements, and minerals that we are adding as well. So our soil is majorly depleted now. So years and years ago, when most of our research was done, the food had so many more vitamins and minerals in, which is why we weren't deficient in our body, and our body could self-cleanse much easily as well. But now it's laced with chemicals, the soil's depleted, so our food is growing with less vitamins and minerals as it was before. And things that are added onto our food with the pesticides and the chemicals is also having a major impact on our gut health. So this is why the huge link with autoimmune conditions and also just our overall health. So if you are during the perimenopause or menopause as well, when you're really relying on all these things to get you through it, this is why we are just not coping as much as women now. But the good news is that we've got all this research and we can learn how to help ourselves. And we just start really, really simple. But the first thing I always say to all of my clients when it comes to gut health is there are things that you want to limit or cut out if possible for a certain amount of time to allow the gut to reset. If you've never done a gut reset, any vitamins and minerals and the goodness from food that you're putting into your digestive system, it's not going to be absorbed. And we used to always say we are what we eat, but actually we are what we absorb. And if the body and the gut isn't able to absorb that food, then we are not going to get the benefits from those vitamins and minerals from our food. So it's all about resetting the gut as much as we can to enable that. And that's what I always do with my clients. First of all, I say 30 days to reset the gut. If you're someone who just doesn't want to commit to 30 days or feels you can't cut things out, have a look at your toxin overload. So I always say, we want to detox our life. Just think of low toxin in your life. So what things can you minimize? So there's outside toxins that often we can't get away from. Chemicals and fumes and our aerosols, things that we breathe in. So we can look around our home and think, what are we using? Is there chemicals in it? Is there perfume and fragrance in our skin products and all things like that? But I'm really going to focus on nutrition in this video, in this workshop, and how we can cut out those things. So alcohol, gluten, dairy, anything that has got refined sugar in, we really want to look at keeping them at an absolute minimum. And if you want to reset the gut, cutting them out for at least 30 days, because these are aggravants to the gut. So alcohol is poison and toxic. And if you're somebody who drinks a lot, you just really want to make sure that you're compensated by drinking lots and lots of water. You're getting your B vitamins, because alcohol can deplete us of our B vitamins, and we want to feel not only energized, but we want to feel balanced as well. If you've been taking antibiotics are one of the biggest gut disruptors. So if it's needed that you have the antibiotics, just make sure you're really supporting your gut microbiome at this time with your food and your probiotics. Probiotics, antibiotics, that's what it is. Probiotic is what is going to boost your gut health, and antibiotic is going to destroy it, because obviously it's destroying the bacteria in the body because it's getting rid of the bad bacteria, but equally it's also getting rid of the good bacteria. And we need our good bacteria for a strong immunity, because 80% of our immune system is located in our gut. So be really mindful about grabbing the antibiotics, and if it is absolutely essential, make sure you're completely supporting your gut microbiome. You want to be taking probiotics for at least 6 months after you've had antibiotics. I take a probiotic every single day. Also, probiotics have been directly linked now with research to depression and mental health. The research just shows that a lot of women who struggled with mental illness started with probiotics and this healthy gut based diet, and had more benefits than taking antidepressants. So there's so much research there about it. I just want you to remember that you're an individual and you've got to listen to your body. So all of these things have had proven effects. If you're just dipping your toe in a little bit and you're not seeing results straight away, it's because you're not really doing it. You've got to think of all of the things. And my biggest tip would be to firstly do the gut reset. You want to get rid of the weeds in the garden, and then you can plant the new seeds, and then your gut can flourish. And then after that, I always recommend an 80-20 balanced lifestyle, which just means everything that you need to do now. You know what's good for your gut health, you know what isn't, and you can make a choice for yourself as to how little or how much you need to focus on your gut every month. The one thing I would say is the body also gets used to eating differently. So if at first you think, I just cannot do with this, I like my takeaways too much, I like my alcohol too much, I love my sugar, when you commit to wanting to feel better for yourself, and that is an amazing life choice to commit to that, you will notice that by cutting out on these things, you are really, really going to affect the way you feel, your body, your mind, physically, mentally, and that will mean more than the takeaways or the chocolate or the alcohol that you are regularly consuming. And also think of yourself in the future. You start now, you get this information now, and in the future you're going to really, really thank yourself for it. Another big one is alcohol. So if you're looking to feel the most benefits, you want to do a gut reset and you want to limit alcohol. In fact, you want to cut it out at least for 30 days. You're going to feel so much better in the mind. One, you're going to be thankful to yourself that you actually stuck by something. You said you were going to do it and you did it. You'll be getting less poison and less toxins in the body. And also, alcohol directly destroys the good bacteria. So if alcohol is something that you enjoy socially and you don't want to give it up, I'm not saying you have to give it up, but just make sure that you are allowing yourself to go without it for a certain amount of time, and you're allowing yourself to hydrate the body more. You're intaking more of these, greens, probiotics to keep your gut healthy, and you're doing the other things like, breathing and balanced exercise as well to counteract the effects. So another thing is our caffeine intake and drinking coffee. We are a nation of coffee drinkers, with many women just relying on a coffee to get them through every step of the day. So many of my clients come to me with a huge coffee habit, and they go away from me realizing that they don't actually need to be dependent on coffee. If you're a coffee lover and it's one of your joys of life, you don't need to give it up. You just need to be aware of how much you're consuming and what it's doing to your body. For one, it's going to dehydrate you. It's really bad for the kidneys, and also it's linked to the blood flow to the brain. So the one thing I would say is, if you're not willing to cut it out for 30 days, is to make sure you do not start your day with it. Some people even say, but have a black coffee and it's fine. But no, you don't want to start your day with coffee. You want to start your day with something that's got protein, fiber, and healthy fats. This is going to keep you energized, it's going to keep you full, it's going to help with belly fat, and it's going to also help you to just feel like you're not always searching for that next coffee or next, sugar fix. It's going to really help with your blood sugars. I definitely recommend an hour from waking before you start to eat, to give the body that time to just wake up. And if you start eating straight away, it sends your cortisol and stress levels higher. The body's got to work harder, takes it away from the digestive organs. You want to feel ready when you eat. So wait an hour. When you wake up, though, do have water. Hydrate yourself. Herbal teas, water and lemon, ginger, turmeric, whatever you enjoy. And I think you've got to have some enjoyment in that first drink when you wake up. Just find something that feels really cleansing and calming for the gut. I just love a warm water with lemon or a herbal tea. That's naturally cleansing for the body. And then an hour later, I'm going to have my greens drink with probiotic and collagen. And straight away in my mind, I know I've done the best thing for my gut health. And then I'll move on to a breakfast. So anything like, I love a vegan protein smoothie. I'll have the protein with some plant milk, some fiber, berries, antioxidants, some nuts or some almond butter, maybe half an avocado. You want your healthy fats in there as well for the brain. And this is how I like to start. If I want to change, I might have some eggs and avocado, or I may have some porridge, some gluten-free porridge, and add some berries, pumpkin seeds. And I'll also add some protein in there, again, just to make sure I'm ticking all those boxes. So to summarize how we can help ourselves to get a healthier gut microbiome, which is going to help our brain fog, our energy levels, our anxiety levels, bloating, all the things that we've mentioned. Number one, eat more plant-based food. So lots of greens. Sprouts are really good if you like sprouts. I have them in everything. Natural digestive enzymes. Pineapple have natural digestive enzymes in. Spirulina and chlorella. Chlorella's known to help with cellulite. All these superfoods are really, really essential that we're getting them into our diet. Eat less processed food, so less ready meals, less carcinogenic food, processed meats. Try to cut these completely out of your diet. If you're eating meat, just make sure it's from a fresh, organic or, grass-fed source meat. Same with eggs and fish, but just make sure your diet is mainly made up of those essential different fruit and vegetables, nuts, seeds. All these things count as plant food. Make sure you're getting enough water. Really hydrate yourself. The liver and the kidneys are both organs that are really essential for our natural detoxification system. Also, our skin is an organ which is crucial for our detoxification system. And how many of you are putting products on your skin that have got chemicals in, that's going straight into the body, into the bloodstream, and messing up your hormones and gut health? So this is another thing that we really want to consider. I would definitely recommend focusing more of an alkalized diet. So rather than it being more sugary based, think of savory based. That's one of the simple ways to think about it. But things like lemon water is great. Some people think lemon is, acidic, but it actually isn't. It's alkaline. So it's a really good start to the morning. It's a really good way of getting that natural cleanse into the body. I want to encourage you not to calorie count when you're focusing on overall health during this time as a woman, and also be mindful of fasting. I've got lots of videos on my blog that you can click on and watch. Actually, I'll link the intermittent fasting one here for you so you can check that out. And what I want to remind you of is that I've got a free gut health guide that you can just download today. I'll drop the link here and you can have that PDF so you can just go in and remind yourself. Because when we're absorbing all this information, it's so easy to be like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. And I can definitely do things to help myself. And then slowly we veer off track and we actually forget why we're doing it and this impact it's having on our overall health. Don't forget to go and download all the free links here. Check out the videos that I've done on my blog as well, which will help you even more. And I really hope this video is giving you so much more information that you just feel more empowered, that you can make those healthier choices for yourself to feel incredible.